Well, hello, IVYT 120. We haven't talked for a while, and I'm trying to start my stopwatch here, and nothing's happening. There we go. We need to talk about several things about what you can do better in the class, and let's start with attendance. Attendance is a huge factor in your grade, and if you read the syllabus, you'll see that attendance is determined by your responses on the discussion board. So if you're not doing anything on the discussion board, then you're marked as not being here, and then there are penalties for attendance in terms of how many classes you can miss, and you just want to pay attention to that. The next thing is the reflection papers. There are anywhere from 8 or so reflection papers to 9 reflection papers a week. And don't forget, you're doubled up. You're taking a 16-week class in 8 weeks. So that means that if there are 8 or 9 papers a week, in the way this class is running, you have 16 to 18 papers due each week. And that doesn't count the exams and other things that are going on in your life. So it's coming pretty fast. And a fair number of you are very, very spotty on the number of papers that you have turned in so far, and that's killing a lot of people grade-wise. I've also had some inquiries about the grades. Basically, I start kind of slow. As you get better, your grades will show great improvement, and basically, I start middle range because I don't think that anyone turns in a perfect paper the first week of class, and basically that's what I'm dealing with is that when you get better, your scores will reflect that. As we get farther along, you'll see a lot of hundreds show up, assuming that people do good work, and that'll start to happen very soon. Some of you are very close to it already. Now, what else do you need to know? There are quizzes, and so far we have had, I think, 4 quizzes, and some people have missed all 4 of them. Some have missed the latest 2, and some have missed a spotty number of quizzes, so that needs to be fixed. I have posted your latest grades. If you look at that and you go all the way to the end, you will notice that there is, under the column header, final project grade, there's a 70 in there. The reason that 70 is in there is because if you go all the way to the right where it says final grade total points, that shows you what you are doing right now. And if I didn't put the 70 in on your final project, nothing there would be valid. But assuming you got a C on your final paper, for instance, you could then kind of look and see how you're doing so far. And for instance, Avis has got an 81 in the class, and I pretty well can guarantee you that most people get an 80 or a 90 on their final paper, which will make that even better. Also, the reason Avis is doing so well is because all of the exams and all of the papers have been turned in, and that's a huge thing. When you turn in a reflection paper, it says 1 page, and that means that you are turning in a 1-page paper, double-spaced, and that you meet all of the requirements on that paper. A lot of you are turning in 1 or 2 sentences. Some of you are turning in a third of a page. That's hurting you grade-wise also. 1 full page, double-spaced. The other thing is every single paper you turn in has got to have your name on it, not your fantasy name, your name, and it has to tell me what you are doing. So, for instance, there is a try it 4 every single week in this class. So you tell me you did try it 4, I don't know which one you're talking about. So you need to say week 1A, week 1B, try it 4, week 2A, try it 5, week 6A, try it 7, those kinds of things. And then tell me what it says it is. So, for instance, in week 2A, there's a try it 4 which says measure your self-esteem. And then there's a try it 5 that says write a mission statement. So tell me week 2B, 2A, write a mission statement. I will then know for sure, try it 5, write a mission statement. I will then know for sure what you're talking about. Okay, Some people are doing really well. You heard me mention Avis. Lily, Spiff, Applejack, and Hopeful are very close to doing well. I suspect that the reason their numbers are not so great is because they have, yeah, and I'm looking now, they have not turned in some papers. They would be doing splendidly if they turned in the papers. So look on the grade sheet that I posted, and every time you see a 0, that's killing you. And as I tell everybody, it's better to turn a paper in and get an F, which is 59 points, than to not turn anything in and get a 0. Okay, understand that. Do an honest effort. Also, some of you are horribly behind in turning in work. It's going to get worse and worse, and you're going to get to the point where it's going to be impossible for you to catch up with everything that's going on in your life. Some of you have yet to send me a fantasy name, and as a result, when you see your grades, you're not going to know who you are. Basically, what I've done is after you didn't send me a fantasy name, I took fruits, apple, plum, melon, those kinds of things, orange, lemon, and I use those names in fruits, excuse me, to show how people are doing. In some of the other classes for a fantasy name, I've used colors. So I've used puce and chartreuse and stuff like that. So if you didn't send me a fantasy name, I suggest you may want to contact me to find out what the fantasy name is. Just a matter of record. I cannot deal with anything you have not sent me from your IVTech email address. Federal laws prohibit me from talking to anyone but you about how you're doing in this course. So if you call, make sure that it's you calling and not someone else in your family or your mother or your father or anything like that, because I can only talk to someone that's in the class. I think that's it. Oh, when you send me an email, on the subject line, farthest left, put IVYT 120. That will then send that message to a special folder. After that, then tell me you're doing week 3 or week 2 or whatever, try-its. And then you can, a lot of people are doing all of the try-its as an attachment to the same message. That's fine. And I'll go through and print off each of the try-its separately, and you'll get credit for all of them that you've turned in. If you have reason to believe, and it's possible, that you turned in a try-it and I did not put a grade down for it, fastest thing to do is send it again and say there's no grade down for this try-it, and this is here's my original email to you with the attachment with that try-it in it, and we'll go from there. Again, if you have any questions, call me in my office Monday through Friday. I'm here a lot. If I'm not in the office, you leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. One other quick thing, if you are taking one of the exams and there's any problem, so far I haven't seen any evidence of that, but if there's any problem, call me immediately, and you have my phone numbers. If I'm anywhere near a computer, I can reset the test if it's a technical problem. Occasionally there'll be a power hit while you're taking the test and you'll lose everything, and I can fix that. Do not call me after 11 o'clock at night, and do not call me on my cell phone unless it's something that's critical. So we'll take it from there. Not very many teachers give out their cell phone numbers, and just don't abuse it. Okay? Hope you have a great weekend. Try not to overheat, and I'm looking forward to the next round of try-its that are coming in on Monday. Make sure you observe those times. It's Monday at noon. If they're not here Monday at noon, they're late, and they will be graded down for that. Do not send anything in more than, what does it say, 72 hours, I think is what it says, ahead of time, so you can save everything and do it that way. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a good one. Don't forget your grades are posted. Bye.